Right, listen up because this is important. Internal combustion engines are everywhere. They're in your car, your lawnmower, maybe even that noisy generator your neighbor loves so much. But what are they? Basically, it's all about controlled explosions. Imagine a little room inside the engine called a cylinder. You put a mix of air and fuel in there, like a delicious cocktail for your car. Then, boom! You set it off with a spark. That explosion pushes a piston, which is like a big metal plunger. And guess what? That pushing makes the engine turn and gives you power. It's like magic, but with more fire and noise. So, explosions in a tiny space make your car go vroom. Who would have thought? Now let's talk about what we put in those explosions. Fuel is like the engine's breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's what keeps things going. There are a few different types of fuel, but the most common is petrol, or as our American friends call it, gasoline. Diesel's another popular choice. Think of it as the beefy older brother of petrol. These fuels are basically stored energy just waiting to be unleashed. When they mix with air inside the cylinder and meet that spark, they go off with a bang, pushing that piston and giving the engine its oomph. It's a bit like giving your car a very loud, very explosive energy drink. Engines come in different flavors, but the two main types are 4-stroke and 2-stroke. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. 4-stroke engines are like a well-choreographed dance. They have 4 steps: suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Suck in the fuel and air, squeeze it tight, bang, make it explode, blow the exhaust out, rinse and repeat. 2-stroke engines are more like a mosh pit. Everything happens much faster. They cram those 4 steps into just 2 movements of the piston. They're simpler, but can be a bit dirtier and less efficient. Think of it this way. 4-stroke is a refined waltz, while 2-stroke is a head-banging rock concert. Section 4, Inventing the Future. The pioneers of power. Now let's talk about the geniuses who made this whole internal combustion thing possible. They're like the rock stars of engineering. First up, Christian Huygens, a clever chap from way back in the 17th century. He came up with the idea of using gunpowder to move a piston torque about explosive ideas. Then there's Etienne Lenoir, who built the first commercially successful internal combustion engine in 1859. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. And of course, we can't forget about Nicholas Otto, the mastermind behind the 4-stroke cycle that we still use today. He was the king of efficient combustion. These guys were true visionaries, paving the way for the cars, motorcycles and powerboats we love today. Section 5, Why the fuss over engines powering progress? You might be wondering, why go through all the trouble of building these noisy, explosive contraptions? Well, it all boils down to power and what we can do with it. Before internal combustion engines came along, we relied on horses, steam and a lot of elbow grease. Not exactly speedy or efficient, was it? But these engines changed everything. They were compact, powerful and could run on readily available fuels. Suddenly we could travel faster, build bigger factories and power our world in ways we never thought possible. The internal combustion engine was a game changer, propelling us into the modern age of industry and innovation. Section 6, the Otto cycle. A symphony of explosions. We've talked about the 4-stroke engine, but let's dive a bit deeper into the magic behind it, the Otto cycle. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Picture this. The piston starts at the top of the cylinder, ready for action. First, it moves down, sucking in that fuel and air mixture. That's the intake stroke. Next, the piston moves back up, compressing that mixture into a tiny, explosive package. This is the compression stroke. Now for the main event. The spark plug ignites the mixture, causing a powerful explosion that pushes the piston back down with a bang. This is the power stroke, the heart of the engine. Finally, the piston moves back up one last time, pushing the burnt gases out of the cylinder like a smoker exhaling. This is the exhaust stroke. And there you have it. The Otto cycle, a beautifully orchestrated dance of explosions that powers our modern world. Section 7, Vroom with a View, the impact of internal combustion. So there you have it, the internal combustion engine, a symphony of explosions that changed the world. But what did it all mean? Well, for starters, it gave us cars. No more relying on horses or those clunky old steam engines. We could finally travel long distances quickly and comfortably. And it wasn't just cars, motorcycles, trucks, airplanes, ships, you name it. The internal combustion engine made it faster, more powerful, and more efficient. It revolutionized transportation like never before. But the impact went far beyond transportation. Factories could now operate machines at incredible speeds, boosting production and changing the face of industry. Power plants sprang up, generating electricity for our homes and cities. The internal combustion engine wasn't just a technological marvel, it was a cultural revolution, shrinking distances, accelerating progress, and shaping the world we live in today.